Hello, and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had lots of blaspheming and sinning and safe blaspheming and safe sinning and all that stuff, because it's fun, you know. I did. It was a pretty good weekend, you know. Got stuff done. You know how it is with the weekend. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. This time I did. Yeah, so that's kind of it for me. Normally I had some kind of report about all the craziness with Shakespeare and rehearsals and blah, 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 blah. You know, since we started performances, the rehearsals have been few and far between, but we'll talk about that later, maybe if we get to it. Guys, you have been fantastic. You guys are wonderful. Thank you all for.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait. You don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
So, is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
I'm seeing what's wrong with our vertical stream. I'm seeing if I can get it up and going. Fingers crossed. May the odds be ever in our favor. I just hit the button. Doing some prayers. Little prayers to the what do you call them? Damn it. Is it working or not working? I need to know now, yeah. No, it's not working. Upcoming. It says it's upcoming. I'm not sure why my vertical stream is not working. This is unfortunate. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Let me, oh, no, yeah, no, that should be the same. In theory, that should be the same. Vertical, right? Hold on, give me a minute. It matters. No, why art thou doing this, jerk? Okay, yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's unusual. Normally, I do not. And then the test thing, I'm trying to do a test stream, and it doesn't seem to have. Is it going or no? I don't see it's going. Anyway. Damn it, Jim, I'm not a computer nerd. Okay, so what is this? Daily Atheist default. We'll get that out of there. We'll turn that off. I don't know what the hell that's all about. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why. Our normal thing is not thinking today. For some reason, it's not thinking, but it should be thinking. Anyway, that's okay. We'll see how it goes. We'll just get through. Good morning, everyone. You know, we went a long while without those vertical jerks. We can talk bad about them now since they're not here, right? I think that's how it works. Well, I don't know. Miss Non-Sequitur sitting over here. She's a vertical jerk. Good morning, Miss Non-Sequitur. Thank you for your compliment. You said the good thing about Monday is that the damn show is back. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. I miss you guys. I do. You guys are a lot of fun. Zorkroz is here. Secular Felinist is here. Good morning. I make coffee and I forget it on the counter till it's cold, says Amy P. Yes. I have done that. You know, actually, I kind of got to where I drink coffee cold most of the time, just because gets cold. It's, you know, yeah, I don't know. So I don't mind it cold myself. Good morning, Amy P. Hope you had a great weekend. Gile is here. Hey, Gile, it's been a while. Apparently my bot hasn't recognized you. It's been that long. Sneaky. Good morning. Yeah, so let me do this real quick. Check my ear holes. My topic again of today, I like to bounce back and forth on the show for ranting purposes because, you know, I mean, it's just Christianity is the religion that just never stops giving. If you're in the business of exposing the ugliness of a religion, Christianity just gives and gives and gives. Sang-Ji, man, where you been? Oh my goodness, what are you doing here? I mean, been a long time. You've been hiding? Good morning. Hope you're doing great. Gangsta Tide God is OT Rage creator? Is that RGE creator of the universe? What do you mean OT? Oh, y'all do bad. Good morning, Gangster Tides. Nice to have you with us. I learned something recently. Gangster is actually I know it's going to sound weird. That would be originally considered a female term. Yeah, because things that were stir, like spinster, was a woman. And then over time, of course, it came to mean different things. But originally, anything that ended with stir, so like a brewer is a man who brews things. A brewster, technically, is a woman who brews things. Anyway, tangent. Good morning, Beerman. Thank you for joining us. Zarkross. Oh, the original tyrant. Yeah, that is true. the original tyrant. That's one of the things I just love going over, and it amazes me how fast the Christians just run away from the Old Testament. We've had them come in here and say, the Old Testament, what was it? The garden, the 10 Commandments, and something else were the only things that they accepted from the Old Testament. Everything else they discarded. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. Hey, Jay, good morning, Jay. Says, if God is real and you are calling him so many names like demon, etc., are you at all not afraid that he will fuck you up after death? That's if he's real, of course. Jay, that's a great question. Let me ask you, if you're a Christian, does it not worry you that the Muslim God is going to get you when you die? Does that bother you? Do you sit around wondering if, what is it, Vishnu, the one of the gods of the Hindu, do you think, correct me if I'm wrong on that, do you sit around vexing and chewing your fingernails off going, oh no, Vishnu's going to punish me after death? You probably don't. And that's the same reaction I have, about the God creature from Christianity. And to be honest and to be fair, that if I end up dying and facing this God, and it does to me the things that you guys are claiming or worried or afraid or hoping, depends on which side of the fence you are, it's going to do to me, it just verifies my point, right? I mean, just proves me right, doesn't it? I mean, and so many people here have always said, they've said, if your God was real, what would it take to prove to me your God was real? Well, your God would know, wouldn't it? It's all powerful, it's all knowing. So if it would know what it would take to prove to me, because it knows my mind, it knows my heart. But if it did prove itself to me that it is indeed real, that does not mean that I'm going to worship it. That does not mean that I'm going to follow it, believe it, love it, any of that business. Based on what I know about it, if it proved to me it was real, yes, I might be afraid of it. I'm afraid of sharks, because it may hurt me. But I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm going to worship it. I'm not going to be grateful for it. I'm not going to go tell it how wonderful it is. None of that business. Many people throughout have always said, even if your God was real, it's fucking shit. It's a pathetic piece of shit, and there's no way I'd worship it. It would have some answering to do. Like, where were you during the Holocaust? And I'm sure the God creature would have to ask in response, well, which one? I slept through so many Holocausts. Well, I mean, you guys, some of you are like Christians, especially. There was only one Holocaust. No. Have you ever heard about what are they? It starts with an A. It's over there in Turkey. There was a whole Armenian. I think there was Armenian, and there was just a mass. There have been lots of Holocausts, if you will. Mass, just huge. It's been crazy. John Hudson is here, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for joining me, John. I hope you're doing great. I hope you washed your hands before you came in the chat. because we know where they've been. I've seen the photographs. Gerard says, is there a vertical stream? There's not for some reason. I don't know why. I do not know why there's a vertical stream. Let me see if I can just make one go. Okay, let me go. Title verse. Can I do this? That's three. Oh, for some reason it's having a problem with the stream key. I can check that. No. Okay. For some reason, the stream key is not happy. It's not a happy stream key. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I, the amazing Super Chris, can indeed find the super. You know what I'm going to do for you guys is
hello and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man, you're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace.
All right, I might have maybe figured it out. I may almost be there for those of you who care. Let's go here, stream key, vertical. There it is. Is that right? Let's go start streaming. Almost, s'il vous plaît. Here we go. And the monkey flips the switch. Connect your encoder to go live. I've connected my encoder. Can you not feel my encoder? It's connected. And go. Go, gadget encoder. Son of a bitch. There may be something wrong, guys. I'm going to blame YouTube because I never do anything wrong. And stream. What the hell, man? I don't know what's going on. I think I'm having a stroke. Stop it. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Those of you who can see the program, I am still here. Why do vertical when horizontal feels so good? I know, right? Stay horizontal, baby. Stay. Mr. Cobalt, what a cool name. I remember it from Dungeons and Dragons. That's where I heard Cobalt the first time, I believe. To be honest, Chris, I don't go around calling other gods names. A lot of atheists make shows like this. I don't do anything like this. Ha! So you consider... Okay, so Jay, here's the thing. Do other people go around forcing their bullshit gods on you? Do other people, Jay, are other people going around putting the laws of Vishnu in classrooms and telling them, your children that are not worshipers of Vishnu, are they doing that and telling them that Vishnu is your god? Is that what's happening? No? Are people who worship Vishnu going around and banning books in your children's school? No, they're not. So, of course, you don't give a shit about that, right? But they are doing that to us. Christians right here in the United States are forcing their bullshit on us. You can't seem to not for some reason. So, yeah. Yeah. I got a reason. Why for art thou not working? Go live. I said go live. I said go live. Is it live? Connect your coder now. Stream key, no. Vertical. Where's the vertical? I will club you. Hold on a second. Bear with me, people. Why is it doing this? You are not right in the head. Let's go here. Boom. Okay. Currently assigned. Okay, so it's not the stream key part. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know. I don't know why it's being a jerk for some reason. I am hoping, my friends, that very soon, and I'll kick it back on and off here and just see if it'll just come up. Error. All right, so let's go here, back. But I'm hoping that they really do have a new dual stream ingestion coming for YouTube, where I don't have to use these third-party crap. No offense to the third-party crap. I mean, you're crap. But Viku Negru, you're already tired. Good morning, Viku Negru. Morning was when I started. Oh, wow. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Titapu Roberts says, LOL heathens. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, good morning. See, here's the thing. Jay again responds. Thank you, Jay, for bringing us such wonderful comments. Jay says they don't, to be honest, meaning the people who worship Vishnu don't. Doesn't really respond to how his own people here like to impose their shit, but he does say that I himself respect everyone's views. Right? But his other people don't. The people of his religion don't, right? And they're off oppressing people like trans people and gay people. But anyway, I continue. And then Jay says, you are all brave, but at death you will be scared like little rabbits. Really? Maybe. Again, the point I think I was making earlier, which you've once again solidified for me, is that if that's true, your God creature's fucking hideous. Why would you worship it at all? If anything, you should be praying that it doesn't exist. It's fucking hideous. Yeah, oh yeah, you'll be praying like rabbits. And you're not wrong. Jesus even said that those wicked, sinful bitches, that's us, who face the end times when he returns, because he hasn't, right? Anyway, those people are going to just wish they had it easy like Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah is going to look like a spa day compared to what we're going to get later. Merciful, loving, and forgiving. Right? Yeah. Saying the American government, backed by Christian nationalists, has indeed destroyed our scientific community. I mean, it's just horrific what they've done. Oh, how many decades? They set us back so far in so many areas. Cancer research. Oh my goodness. I can't even tell you. Miss Non-Sequitur, good morning. Chris should put out Fias in the chat bingo card. We should have chat bingo. We really should. I need to figure out how to make that happen or something, because it happens so often. Oh, hey, look, I'm just particles in motion. Yep, there we go. Particles in motion right there on my bingo card. Gravity, oh yes, the screwworm shit could have been prevented. I mean, look at what happened with the cruise ships. Right, they take all these inspectors and stuff like this and scientific people off who prevent horrific viruses and diseases from ravaging cruise ships. And guess what happens? People are fucking idiots. The science is science for a reason. I mean, believe in your religion and whatnot, but you can depend on science. You can't depend on your God creature. If you could, then all those Jesus believers who prayed to Jesus so they would not die from like COVID, and then yet went on to die from COVID, there would be power there, and there's no power there. one of the fascinating and wonderful things about Jesus, apparently, is that he will let you die. You're like, oh, Jesus will protect me. Oh, no, he won't. Oh, no, he won't. What makes you think Jesus is going to protect you? Look throughout, you got 2,000 years of history of Christians martyring them. So they have no problem with you being a martyr for Christianity, which means you being horribly tortured to death. So why is he going to save you? Your little prayers? But no, you've got to watch out for the free will of that more horrific, murderous atheist that's coming to get you, because we can't interfere with his free will. So Jay, truly, if your God creature is real and what you say is true, it is horrific. I mean, you don't think so. So, Gangsta Tide says fear is simply lack of knowledge. That can be true. Yeah. Or fear could also be having knowledge. The possession of knowledge could cause fear, I'm not afraid of your God creature because my knowledge and my experience tells me it's not real. If I were an airplane and there's two states I'm in, one it's falling and I don't know it, and the other is falling and I know it, the status in which I know my knowledge is there will then have fear. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, there's no bravery without fear. That's one of my favorite sayings. You can't be brave if you're not afraid. Christianity is a curse for the fools. You're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. Remember fear and faith. Faith for those who aren't smart enough to, work their way through it. So they'll believe the bullshit. So you tell them, oh, faith is good. Faith is good. Faith is wonderful. It's glorious. What faith is to them means to them that the more faithful you are, the more likely you are to believe their bullshit. That's what faith is. Your willingness to buy something that's not real. I mean, there's a difference between faith in a religious creator and all that business and faith in, your average faith. I got faith that in relativity, if you will, that if I drop this, it will fall. I'm not going to drop it for your entertainment. But I got pretty much some good faith that if I do, it will. Right. However, if you were to thusly take and say, pray to your God creature to have it knock it off of my mic stand here, well, it couldn't do it. It wouldn't do it because it's not going to jump to your hopes or whatever excuse you're going to come up to as to why your God creature is powerless and can't do anything. Right? I mean, my gravity works pretty good. If I touch this, it will fall. Do you have doubts or do you have faith? What's the difference between faith and knowledge? Faith and belief? Yeah. So are you praying, Christians? It hasn't fallen off yet. No, you're not even trying, because if you tried, that would expose your God's impotence, wouldn't it? Good morning, Stephen Button. Thank you for just Steve Button. You've been a member for 11 months, a stalking member for 11 months. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you. Thank you. 11 months. What a glutton for punishment. Thank you, Steve. I know, almost a year, Steve. Goodness gracious. Have you considered therapy? With electroshock therapy wouldn't go along. It would probably go a long way. All right, I'm going to take this off here now. I'd hate for me to accidentally knock it off of there. And one of you Christian folk be, oh, I prayed and God knocked it off there. Right? We wouldn't want that, because you would. Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. But one of you would. Yeah, I mean, there's just the odds, right? Are sheer that, yeah. Larry the Terry Pointer, once you strip away external punishment from Christianity, it has nothing to, it doesn't, right? That's the whole thing about Jesus. They're like, oh, well, the Old Testament's just a horrific God monster, but Jesus. I'm like, yeah, but Jesus is just kind of like, I don't know, like a bullfighter with a little red flag. And when you run as a bull through that little red flag, which is like the experience of death, you don't know what you're going to find on the other side. Is it going to be a happy God? Is it going to be an angry God? Jesus is the one who determines, what's behind that little red flag. You may be one of those like Bugs Bunny and run, be the bull that runs through the red flag and there's a tree stump behind it. I don't know. I'm suspecting that probably wasn't the best analogy, but I got to say the word anal, so that's okay. Good morning, Kelly. Most people would not be religious if they discover that hell is not real. You know, I gotta say, there are people who, and that's what we've talked about. Thank you for pointing that out. Gangsta Tide says most people would not be religious if they discovered that hell is not real. That's true. I mean, if you knew for a fact that hell is not real, then one of the things that keep you, one of the F's that keep you in religion, faith and fear, well, that's gone. So all those people who use their brain and realize, oh man, this stuff is just fucking stupid. Why are we even doing that? Those people would not have the looming fear about, oh no. What if I'm wrong? If I'm wrong, then I'm going to go to hell. So I better just keep that fear. The fear will keep me in, even though my brain tells me that it's not true. Right? Step one, be smart enough to get past the fear. Are you intelligent enough to get past the fear? And it's not really IQ intelligence. It doesn't have to be IQ intelligence. It really doesn't. I think it's really as much probably more about emotional intelligence, emotional ability to adapt. Are you an intelligent individual? Are you emotionally intelligent? Now, there's the Dunning-Kruger effect where people out there who are absolutely not emotionally intelligent go, me, I'm emotionally intelligent. I'm the most, what is emotionally intelligent? Yeah, that's me. I know. I've known my share of Christians. But I think emotional intelligence means more necessarily than straight intelligence. But really, you got to noodle your way out of it. Look at so many reasons why it's can't possibly be real. Faith. And then, I mean, goodness gracious, they all have so many different. How do you know which one? How do you know? Jesus himself says, not everybody who calls my name is going to be answered, right? So here's the deal. If you believe in Jesus and you're a Christian, there are many, many other different denominations of Christians who, like you, think the other ones are all doing it wrong. And they're all going to go to hell and you're going to be spared. Why do they think that? Which one of you could possibly be wrong? You can't all be wrong. You're like, oh, all you have to do is believe in Jesus and that's it. You're done. Well, no, actually, no. Jesus talked about lots of things like the gnashing of teeth and for all those people, right? And of course, Jesus did go on himself about those Christians, specifically Christians who will walk the path and fall, who will not be the right kind of Christians, who will not do it right. Is Catholicism the right Christianity? I guess it's probably the one with the most people speaking. It's the one that's the oldest version of Christianity. I mean, I believe Peter goes all the way back to, so surely that must be the right one, right? But you don't think so. They're all going to hell, right? But wait, what if they are the one? Then you're going to go to hell. So, you just don't really know. It's one of those deals where Pascal's wager fails. Here you'll ask me, well, all right, so if I'm right and there's no God, then nothing happens to you. But if you're right and there is a God, then I am better off believing and hopefully getting into heaven than not believing and be perished in hell. Well, okay, so you've reasoned me into that. Let's go for that part. All right, so you're right. I'm like, okay, let's logic. You are correct. If there is a God creature, it makes sense that I should believe. Okay, now where is the believe button that I turn on that makes me automatically believe something that I don't believe? I'm just going to choose to, is it near the colon somewhere? In the colon, near the prostate? Well, where is this button that just makes you suddenly believe things that don't make sense to you just on fear? Okay, so let me give you this example. I come in and I tell you that I am truly, really, really honestly Santa Claus. I am the Santa Claus. Every Christmas, I miraculously cover the earth and give billions of children fucking nothing because they suck. And then some rich ones I give stuff. But I'm Santa Claus, right? Now, I'm coming to you. That's what I'm telling you. I'm coming to your house. And I've taken a baseball bat to your knees, to your wife's knees, to your kids' knees, to everybody's knees, and to your head and your face and all this. I'm just beating the shit out of you. And now the whole deal is you can continue. All you have to do is believe. Yeah, all you have to do is believe me that I, Chris, am the real Santa Claus. And if you believe that, if you can believe that, then no beating. Okay, so at that point, you're like, oh shit, this guy's in my house. He's beating me with a bat. Do I really believe he's Santa Claus? Or I'm going to go, yes, sir, you are Santa Claus. Absolutely Santa. Oh, yeah, Claus. You want me to spell that out for you? Yeah. Santa Claus, I'll tattoo right here. Yeah, right? Do you really believe, though? No. I mean, unless I somewhere along the way, amongst the beating, I demonstrated somehow or proved somehow otherwise. But otherwise, just beating you or threatening you and telling you to believe something that is ridiculous, I'm not going to be instantly go, okay, I believe. Boom, I believe all of a sudden. But let's say that's possible. Because we're going back to Pascal's wager, right? That's what we're talking about. How's Chris keeping his train of thought? He has no idea. So we go back to the Pascal's wager. And you know what? So sure, yeah, all right, I've decided I'm going to believe because it's smarter to. And now I found the button that says believe. Boop, believe. Now, when I turned on that believe button, there are great many different versions of Christianity. So which one do you believe? You know, it's like turning on a TV channel. Just imagine this. If you're old like me, you used to know what it was like to have just like a few channels. Nowadays, there's no really such thing as individual, like, we only got 30 channels, right? It's just like it's all over. But, you know, just imagine you had a TV that had 40,000 different channels on it. Okay. And you have to pick a channel, and that's your channel. You're going to watch that channel. Now, here's the deal. There's one, maybe two channels that people watching those channels are going to be okay. But all the rest of those 40,000 different channels that are there, all of those, instantly, you're going to be tormented in hell forever. So now you've got to ask yourself, going by Pascal's wager, yes, I've convinced myself that there is a God creature. But now, how do I worship it? Which way do I worship? I have no idea. There's so many different channels, and they all seem to think you're going to burn in hell no matter which one, unless you get exactly the right one. How do you know which one's the right one? Well, you don't really, because unlike math, where there's like a pure language there, God creature couldn't seem to come up with a pure language to express the meaning and the important things that you would need to know to prepare yourself to prove that you're ready to either spend the rest of eternity with him or the rest of eternity burning or being eternally damned. You know, he'd give that message clearly, loudly. It wouldn't be so mutable and so muddy and disgusting and ugly, would it? You would know. It would be like one channel on your TV, wouldn't there? It'd be like one channel of Christianity and then atheist bitches that are going to burn in hell. Wouldn't there? You wouldn't. All right, so now you've won. There's one Christianity, some Christians, hashtag truth to them, I can't leave them out, who believe that the sole requirement is believing in Jesus Christ. Can you find that button? I mean, is this one of those deals where, you know, I played along all that time, I died, and then I get up to heaven, and Jesus is there, and he says, no, wait, oh, I'm sorry, no, wait. It doesn't say pretend to believe in Jesus. That's not what it says believe in Jesus and you get to go. So you're not here. There's a lot of this that just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Am I right? Or am I right? Let's see. Gullibility. Yes. Gullibility would be, faith in a package. Let's see. The worship gene. You know, that's an interesting thought. You know, look, I'm going to do a thing and tap a commercial thing here, but it's interesting that the whole worship gene or God thing, the notion that we might be genetically predisposed to seek a God creature, however you want to put it. I think that's an interesting thing. I think that could be genuine. I really do. We're pattern-seeking creatures. We are. Throughout our history, you can go back and look at religious things throughout all human history and look at us trying to find over and over again the answer to what makes the storm, what makes the thunder, what makes the ground rumble, what makes life end, what makes life begin. You know, we've been looking for those answers for a long time. Maybe we're seeking science and not God. We just don't know yet. Obviously, God hasn't been able to provide those answers. Right?
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, we are back. So, for some reason, my vertical stream never came up. Sorry, guys. Hopefully it'll work tomorrow. I'm going to blame YouTube. I didn't really change anything. I didn't fix anything. You know how sometimes I fix stuff and it just breaks it more? I didn't do that. Yes. For that same purpose, I also avoided all kinds of maintenance, which, you know, I fuck up too. I'm kidding. Good morning, Edward Barber. According to Scripture, Paul said you Gentiles sacrifice to devils. Paul was a Gentile. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Now, work with me here, Edward. You know, Jesus didn't like the Gentiles. He was kind of against the Gentiles. He called I want to call her a Gentile woman because, you know, she was technically the Gentile woman, a dog. She was some kind of a Syrian woman, but he called her a dog. And her sick daughter, a dog. He didn't like Gentiles. No, Paul, who had a vision from Jesus, in other words, made this shit up, who was a Gentile, but apparently saw power in what they had, saw a way of getting money, get rich quick scheme sort of situation. He said, you know what? The Gentiles need Jesus too. He's the one that started it. Go read. It was like he went and spent 2 weeks with Peter, and one of the other disciples was there, I think. And in that accord or meeting, those two disciples, they agreed they would continue teaching the Jewish people. And Paul would go on about and start teaching the Gentiles. He'd be in control of that. Right? Isn't that the way that happened? So a man who allegedly, by his own account, spent 2 weeks with the disciples. Matter of fact, that was also years after the Jesus thing happened anyway. So it's years after Jesus thing happened. Paul allegedly goes and spends some time with him. They give him permission to go on and start teaching the Gentiles. They have permission to do that from God. They can do that. Really? Jesus didn't do that, but they can do that for some reason. Interesting. Isn't that weird? So now all of a sudden you got Paul teaching the Gentiles a religion that is not the same. Right? That is the Jewish religion. It's absolutely not the same. Paul's teachings are not the same as Jesus's teachings. Jesus's teachings are like worship God. Paul's teachings are worship Jesus. Shut the pie. Ooh, somebody's got a pie hole. Is there a pie hole? So yeah, that's sort of the thing. Again, you know, with Paul, you really can't trust what he said. I mean, it was all on Paul's word. You're like, remember Paul talked about the 500 witnesses. Oh my goodness, 500 witnesses. Oh, that's fantastic. Paul, singularly, with no backup, no names, no proof, mentions 500 witnesses. Well, didn't they feed like 5,000 people? I mean, that sounds like significantly more witnesses than the whole Paul thing. I'm just saying. There are just so many things. You know, part of the good morning, Coffee Town Atheist. Thank you for joining us. Half our stuff is down. So let's see here. Paul also said there would be Jewish zombie apocalypse. That didn't happen either. Well, that's kind of the whole thing. You know, Jesus said very specifically when he returned, X, Y, and Z were going to happen. They haven't happened They didn't happen. But he also said they will happen before the people who sit before me, their lifetimes end. So it didn't happen. Jesus was wrong. He was either wrong or he lied. Oh, well, it did happen. It happened in 70 AD. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me look to my verses here and see. Oh, Matthew 13, Jesus says that when it does happen, he's going to come back and slaughter everybody who's not a proper Christian. Everybody, the entire planet. I don't remember that happening in 70 AD. Do you remember that happening in 70? I don't remember that. Correct my mistake. I'm sure I'm remembering incorrectly. But isn't that what Jesus says? When he returns, the angels will separate out all the wicked and rent them asunder into fits of fire. Matthew. He says that, doesn't he? When he returns. So did he return? Well, if he did return, well, shit. He missed a few of us. We must have had iron chariots or some shit. Well, even in this world, there is punishment, says Jay. And you have to do something wrong to be punished. No, you don't. My point is if you follow the law, you have nothing to fear. Just be a good person. All right, Jay, here's the thing. I appreciate you. I really do. Sometimes I shouldn't be so hot-headed, I guess. Jay, I appreciate you. Here's the deal. There is punishment in this world. There are scales of punishment, though, don't you think? I mean, if a 3-year-old comes to you, or you're sitting there watching a 3-year-old, and that 3-year-old picks up some candy that belongs to another 3-year-old, is it okay by you to light the first 3-year-old on fire? That reason out for you? That's a scale of punishment, you know? When we talk about things, Jay, like all of eternity, we're talking now you and I, man. You and I know what they didn't know back then. We know what an eternity is. It's a long freaking time. Right? This little 60 to 100 years that you're going to live on this planet is nothing compared to the eternity of conscious, permanent, eternal torture and torment that your God creature promises. Isn't that weird? So you go on to say you don't have to do something wrong to be punished. Indeed, you do. I mean, the only thing you have to do is not believe correctly. That's a non-active function. That's something you don't do. It's not like you go do it. You just don't do something. And Jesus himself used the metaphor of beating slaves. Remember, I've used this before. He used the metaphor of beating slaves for their relationship between Jesus, or between God and he talked about how the slave who did wrong, knowing he did wrong, or did not do his master's will, knowingly beat him. The slave who did wrong but did not know he did wrong beat him too, but with fewer strokes. It's Luke. Go look it up. So, and to remind you, remember, Jesus is the salesman for God the creature. God the creature, I mean, go read Leviticus 4. They literally had a blood sacrifice that you would do for the accidental sin, just in case you sinned and didn't know you had sinned. So sinning isn't an active thing that you do in your mind, that you consciously go, oh shit, God creature doesn't want me to drink this. I have sinned. No, you can accidentally sin, unawarely. And if you do, you still got to sacrifice. And what happens if you don't sacrifice? What's the purpose of sacrifice? What if you don't sacrifice? Well, so Leviticus 4, I believe, is all about the accidental sin. So you're kind of like wrong on several points, to be fair. My point is, if you follow the law, you have nothing to fear. Just be a good person. That's not. Now, here's the deal. Peace out with me on this one. Let's imagine you're a person who lived and you followed indeed by the law. The only requirement that you didn't follow was that you had to believe that Jesse Ventura was the God. I mean, that's all. The only thing. All the other laws you followed, just like you follow now, hopefully. Well, you followed, except for that one. I mean, you could try to believe it, but I mean, you'd have to where's that button, right? Can you force yourself to believe that Jesse Ventura is the God that created the entire universe? I don't know if you can just force that. I don't, right? Sometimes my chat, man, you got to be careful with your own chat. You never know what's going on in your chat. The worship gene. Did I get the worship gene right? Was I kind of right about the worship? I see people asking other people, hey, are you lesbian? I'm like, Why? I don't know why it matters. Not that it matters, you know. Sometimes people come in and call me gay. I'm like, I don't really see it as an insult. So I don't know. So I'm just saying, go gently go, my friend. Good morning, Kelly Lotham. My son hit the doorknob on the way out of my office yesterday. We both laughed pretty hard. Have you ever done that with your hand? I'm tall enough to where, like, it hurts the shit out of the back of my hand. Let's see. Woden. Good morning, Woden. Are you Woden? Or are you the son of Woden? You're not the son of Woden, are you? Good morning. Says, I'm just here for the topic and conversation. Interesting. The topic. Let's talk about that for a moment. Because, you know, it's important that I create a topic and I remember what that topic was, and I stay on the pit demon from hell. Okay, heaven. Okay, so that's the topic of today, is the pit demon from heaven. So here's the deal, Woden. I want to just kind of mention, for those of you who don't know, I've actually got a video on my channel called The Top 10 Reasons Why the God Creature is More Like a Pit Demon from Hell Than a Merciful, Loving God. Now, we could go through all this thing about Jesus and the second covenant and all that business, but really, again, Jesus and the second covenant doesn't change the nature of God. All it does is change the agreement between you and God. That's all. It's what a covenant is. It's an agreement. It's not like a transporter that magically converts you into an entirely different being. No. So really, when we look at the Bible, the Old Testament is just so full. It drips with blood, hate, mercy. There's no loving. There's no wisdom. There's things in the Old Testament where it's like, God creature says it loves something and then torments it horrifically. It's like saying, I love my little fly here, and then I just look pulling that wing off and pulling that. Oh, look, he ain't got no wings anymore. What a cute little fly. Oh, he's running really fast now. Let me pull off one of those legs. Oh, I love my little fly. Isn't he just so cute? He's missing a leg now. Isn't that cute? That's God creature. Throughout the Old Testament, the whole thing, God creature. I mean, I think I've challenged people in the past to give me examples in the Old Testament where God creature does anything with wisdom, patience, love, or mercy. And I don't think we've had any takers yet. The one that kind of tried, sometimes they try to use it, is where they're like, well, remember in the story of Jonah, where God didn't destroy that one city. And I'm like, yeah. Because they repented. He was going to destroy them, but they repented. Always violence, murder, blood, raging disgust with your God creature. It is indeed more like, here's what the deal is. Imagine all the worst possible things you think of Satan and the devil and Lucifer and all those things that you probably don't know that aren't different. But anyway, imagine all those things wrapped into one creature. That creature then tells everybody that it's God, says it's merciful, but does not live by that. It says it's love people, but just does not demonstrate that at all through its actions. That's what you got. You got God creature. It's a pit demon from hell. One of the first things it does is the story with Eve. It lies to Eve, blah, 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 blah. Cain, the first murder in the Bible, the first murder is a brother murdering his own brother for the what? For the love of God. There were many different things out there. He could have gone and done anything else, but no, for the love of God. And that's kind of the point of the story, isn't it? It was for the love of the God. Now, Cain was punished, right? Oh, no, he wasn't punished. He was given all the blessings of God. A long life, children, founded a city, all the things that you got from the old God creature. Eve, on the other hand, for eating a fruit that was forbidden, she and all of women afterwards got punished for, all of the stories of the Bible are like this. All of them. They're all horrific. Look at Abram, the guy who they named the Abrahamic religions after. He's the first, right? He is fucking horrific. He's horrific. From marrying his own sister to his uncle marrying his own niece, the daughter of his dead brother. And I just want you to know, my friends, you've got to know the women in these instances had no choice, right? You know that, right? Nahor woke up one morning, whatever, I think it was her name, woke up one morning and was like, somebody came in and said, hey, Uncle Bob, the uncle of the brother of your dad, he has decided he's going to marry you. Go with him. Go get naked. Go do the thing. They had no choice. Their property. Again, that's part of the reason why the story of Jephthah is really about not It's about a financial loss. The story of Jephthah is a financial loss situation. Jephthah was willing to sacrifice his daughter's virginal hymen to win that war. Not his daughter schmatter. It was her virginal hymen that it was valuable. It had value. Look at how the story reads out. She goes up in the mountains to hang out with her girlfriends and lament. Lament what? Her virginity. That she's going to die being a virgin and never having fulfilled the fruit of not having sex, but of being as a token of financial profit to her father. She didn't fulfill her role. I don't think your preacher's going to tell you that. Let's look into that. That's fun. Let me look at that. I want to look at it. Let's go. Jephthah. What story is that? Is that Judges? That sounds like a Judges kind of thing. Jephthah? Let's see. Judges. I was right. Judges 12. Let's look at Judges 12. 12. Bum 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 ba bum bum bum. Let's see. Ooh, 11. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see, what was it? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. That's right. That's kinky. Okay. I'm still reading. Bear with me. It doesn't get to the good parts here. I guess I'll have to keep reading to find the goody parts. I'll find that though. Give me just a second because I wasn't planning. I want to read it. I want to see some things about the whole Jephthah thing because I specifically remember her being upset about her virginity. Let's go here. And it wasn't that she wasn't going to get to knock boots with anybody. It was, yeah. Let's see here. An unnamed daughter. Well, of course she was on. That's just stupid that they even put there. Why would they think she would have been given the name? It's the Bible. What was Lot's wife's name? What was Job's wife's name? I mean, there were a couple of them, but yeah. Let's see here. Cultural lament. Man, why don't you just, do you guys not hate the new days kind of, what do you call it? Maybe I'm just an old guy. It's like that AI injected search shit you just can't get away from that follows you everywhere. It's like, hey, this is what I think it is. And then it like in the same paragraph down at the bottom go, no, that's not right. I'm like, why did you print it up at the top? Yeah, before you hit enter, why didn't you just fix it? I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this thing. Anyway, let's see. I want to go verse. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Verse. What verse? Okay, Judges 11. See, that's where it started. I knew it was. Okay, I'm not as dumb as I look. Maybe. I could be. Judges 11. Let's go read the whole chapter. I'm going to go over here. Judges 11. Bum. Oh, shit. Not Judges 110, jackass. All right, so Judges 11. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, now we're getting to the good stuff. The meat of the matter. When Jephthah returned to his home in Mizpah, cool name, by the way, who should come out to meet him but his daughter, dancing to the sound of timbrels. Now, I want to mention that to get to this point, Jephthah, for context, Jephthah, the ancient people came to him and said, hey man, there's this battle we need you to win. He's like, I'll win it for you, but then I want to be the boss if you let me do this. I'm like, all right, fine, man. If you win, you can do that. So then he goes before the God creature, like, man, I really want to win this battle. I'm paraphrasing. And he's like, if I win this battle, I will give to you in fire. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember how exactly he says it. The first thing that comes out of my house. Now, at this point, God could have said no. God could have done so many things. God could have made something else come out of his house. God could have, if God thought Jephthah's mission was holy, could have let him win the war and then kill him. God could have done what he did with Abraham and sent an angel to stop him from sacrificing his daughter. But no, me. So she was an only child, and only hymen, if you will. Except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. Pardon me. Not very fertile, was he? Anyway. When he saw her, he tore his clothes and cried, "Oh no, my daughter, you have brought me down and I am devastated." It's her fault. Interesting. I mean, I'm sure they were not like literally right there writing down the words that it just, I'll read that again. "Oh no, my daughter." She just came out to see him. "Daddy, I missed you. You have brought me down and I am devastated." I get why. I mean, I totally get it. I get why. It's just like he it sure sounds like he's blaming her. Cultural, probably differences, I'm sure. Yeah. "I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." Well, why would the Lord creature ask for something or accept something like that? Mercy, love, forgiveness? No, your God creature, again, as per the title of the show, is more like a pit demon. It's a pit demon. It would accept a child sacrifice in fire, wouldn't it? That's pit demon kind of stuff, right? Am I wrong? Let's continue. "My father," she replied, "you have given your word to the Lord creature." I put the creature part on there. It's a reflection or a reaction. It's almost like a nervous tick. "Do to me just as you promise, now that the Lord has avenged you and your enemies." I hope she did it in that voice. "The Ammonites," those fucking Ammonites, man, those bastards, you just can't get away from the Ammonites. They're everywhere, man, you just can't. "But grant me this one request," she says. "Give me 2 months to roam the hills and weep with my friends, because I will never marry." "You may go," he said, and let her go for 2 months. She and her friends went into the hills and wept because she would never marry. After the 2 months, she returned to her father, and he did to her as he had vowed, and she was a virgin. So that, in fact, is God creature accepting a child sacrifice via Molech, I believe, right? Because if you know that Molech is a form of child sacrifice, it's through fire, which is why, isn't that why he commanded the death of the Canaanites? Just because they were worshiping their God, which through fire, child sacrifice through fire. That was his problem with it. It was through fire. This is him accepting a child sacrifice through what? How did it was through fire, wasn't it? Interesting, very fascinating. Collapsalism. Man, where have you been? Haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're doing great. You and Kermit. Hope everybody's doing great. Wow. Guess I should, open up the Discord again. Maybe that's it. Let's see. So yeah, there's the whole deal about Jephthah accepting child sacrifice, or God creature accepting burnt child sacrifice. Now, no wonder. Zorcross, thank you, says daughters aren't worth being rescued by angels. So true. In fact, angels. Why would you risk angels to rescue daughters whenever you throw daughters out to protect angels? That's what Lot did, right? He threw his daughters out to protect the angels, right? And I do believe, if I remember correctly, since we're talking about financial loss and prosperity, I believe Lot's daughters, it was quite specific, they too were virgins. Because it's financial. Right. Let's see. Well, I already looked that up. Yeah. In a way, it says they were virgins, but it also says they were married. But those people, also translates into betrothed. So they could have been betrothed. Some books translate the daughters as being, because he says his sons-in-laws. He refers to his sons-in-laws. But the word he uses, if I remember correctly, could mean sons-in-laws or like those who will be his sons. Like, you could even say that about your kid. Hey, there's my daughter's fiance. It's just easier to say my son-in-law. My future son-in-law, you might even say. Chemical squirrel here? I thought I smelled something. Good morning, chemical squirrel. Hope you're doing great. Chemical squirrel. So get connected. Oh my. Good morning, get connected. Let's see what you have to say. That's a new name. I don't recognize the name, you know? Who art thou? Let's find out. Let's see together. I have this one piece of software that lets me look at all the things you have said. And that's all you've said. Well, good morning, get connected. I hope it gets better or eases up, whatever works for you. You know, I want to say here, I noticed I am once again, my friends, going through puberty. I got myself a little, is that right? Oh man, goodness gracious. I can't wait till the hair stops or starts. Is it starting again? I don't know how that works. Maybe it's going to fall out. That's what it's doing. This version. Okay. So with this puberty, it falls out. Let's see here. You think he's Muslim now? Oh no. I hate to hear that. What does that mean for Miss Piggy? Yeah, true enough. If Kermit were to go Muslim, well, he could never eat her again.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsala the Fifth.
Your Popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, Your Popedom. Would there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, we are back. No, interesting stuff. Yeah, Bailey, I know, it's so hot. She's like one of those. Was this like a sex idol creature person? What do they call them? I don't know. I'm old. A sex fiend, not a sex fiend. No, an idol. People love her. They think she's wonderful. I'm old, man. I can't believe I'm forgetting all these words. I'm glad I got some giggle out of that. Good morning, Kelly Laughlin. Thank you for joining. I hope everything's going great in your world. Things have been. She's a pinup. Oh, that's close. That's close. I remember. Who was it? There's one of them. This Greta Garbo, or one of them that's really famous for this photograph from behind. She's wearing a one-piece bathing suit because it's like the 50s or something. But you know, kind of nice. She got a nice little ass looking at her. She just photographed her behind. I guess they didn't know. Well, some people don't know. She was pregnant at the time, and that was why they took it that way. But it was a really hot photograph, and like they even found it in the Germans and other people's places. Sex symbol. That's the one. Oh, Starcross, sex symbol. Goodness gracious, what the hell? What the hell's wrong with you, man? A lot. Yes, a lot, apparently. I'm thinking a lot. If I had to guess, a lot. Let me go here. Can anyone here get me unbanned from Deconstruction Zone? Yeah, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you work that out. How'd you get banned from Deconstruction Zone to begin with? Did you deserve to be banned? should you be unbanned? I mean, these are questions we should know before we do anything to help you. Well, I mean, we know you a little bit, so I'm just thinking these are legitimate questions. Betty Grable. Okay, there you go. Betty Grable. Betty Grable. Yes, Betty Grable. Yes. Very nice. She was a hottie. Back in the day, of course. Let's see. I'm typing. Let's see. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. She was the pinup lady. Yeah, there was the thing. I have legs like that. Oh my goodness. That's right. I don't know if that's the one. I don't think that's the one. That may not be the one. Maybe it is the one. Je ne sais pas. What an interesting style they had back then. Let's see here. I posted a photo, but right. Yeah. Let's see here. So I just kind of want to, once again, get back to our topic as we can. And remember, we were talking to our Christian friends who were still here about the God creature and how it's more like a pit demon, right? Topic of the show. Look at me keeping on topic of the show. Pit demon from hell. Do you remember God creature, pit demon? Moses, I think, was in negotiation with the Pharaoh or some business, was in Egypt, and God creature goes, you thusly go here from here to there, do something. I don't remember what it was. I'm old. I forget shit. And you'll know, easy to find when you hear what I'm talking about. So like the very next chapter or something, God creature out of nowhere goes, your son has not been circumcised. We're going to kill you now, or some business. So on the road right here where you stand. So Moses' wife got a rock and a sharp rock, and she circumcised her son. Right there, according to the story, I think, if I remember right. And then she took the bloody foreskin and she touched Moses' feet with it, and God creature saw fit to let him live. Let's go. Oh, that's a fun one. Let's go find where that one is. Let's see. Foreskin, Moses, not Moses. It is Moses. Feet. Let's see here. This refers to a famously cryptic and debated story in the Bible, Exodus 4:20. I don't have Exodus, I have something else. 4:24 through 26. While traveling to Egypt, God was about to kill Moses because of his son, Gershom, was not circumcised. See, I do remember shit. To save Moses, his wife Zipporah. See, I remember shit. Circumcised their son with a flint knife. I remember shit. Listen to me remembering things. And touched Moses' feet with the foreskin. Wait a second. Moses. You know the guy, Moses with the water, you always heard as a kid, his all wonderful stories. Moses? Moses was on the road to somewhere, and God creature's like, dude, your kid's got dick flesh. Lose it or die. And I guess like Moses' wife really liked Moses, so she's like, let's cut that dick flesh off now. Isn't that weird? That's weird. That your God creature would demand that from you. This is your God, Christians. You know this is your God, right? You can't not know this is your God. Right? Your God creature stopped one of the prophets that you know of. You sang their little songs about them ever since you was a kid, about Moses and free my people, all that business. Stopped him on the side of the road and was going to murderify him until his wife cut off the end of their son's penis and touched it to Moses' feet. Do we have any Christians left in the chat? Are y'all still here? Just curious. Good morning, Ricky. Yes, thank you for joining us. Hope you send safely this past weekend, because that's all we want to know. Didn't she get a tip for it? That's a good one. I just kind of cut that out of the corner of my eye. Rational Poet Jackie, how are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. It's early in the week, but how are you? I hope everything is going fantastic. Hose of the Demon, no, they all fucked off to wine to their... Right, hashtag truth. So true. So true. Yeah. So, I mean, we today, it's funny that Christians will come in here and call us morally bankrupt and question how we can be moral creatures somehow, despite all the evidence that we can obviously be moral creatures. Like, how can you do that without a God creature behind you and without this belief system? But man, when you actually examine the God creature, that they've apparently never, I mean, it follows them around and it looks on them all the time, but apparently they never look back. If you go read what the God creature is about, it's freaking horrific. It's a horrific monster creature. Maybe you should take some time and examine the God creature. I mean, all you have to do is look and you can see how it's never patient. It's never loving. You know, now I will grant it that it will sometimes make the claim that it is patient and loving, right? It is forgiving. Jesus says, come through me and all will be forgiven. But what if you don't go through him, right? Or what if you go through him incorrectly? Will it be forgiven? Will it be forgiven? Are you sure? Oh. It says it lies. It does. It does lie. Did Giles scare them off? Good morning, John. Hope you had a great weekend, by the way, John. Yeah, the God creature does. It does indeed. Watches you everywhere. And it's just like, they don't know anything about it. They think it's this loving, merciful, peaceful. It loves, Jesus loves you. Well, Jesus may love you, but God doesn't. God's a hateful motherfucker. And God's the one I got to deal with once I get past Jesus. Jesus is the guy like, man, you were nice to me down there. Since you were nice to me, I'm going to let you go this way. Otherwise, if you weren't nice to me, you go this other way. God creature is a whole different story. And even Jesus is really, his whole bag is, you got to be nice to me or you're going to visit God creature. Remember when I was down there and I told you very specifically how to do things, but you did it wrong. And if you did things, you'd get to go see the nice God creature. No. You did them wrong. So now you got to go face the bad God creature. That's kind of all Jesus is. That's it. Go read the Old Testament, Christians. Go look your face in the God. Look your God in the face. That's the God. That guy's old covenant. Yeah, that's right. What's a covenant? Does a covenant change something? I mean, it changes the agreement between you and a thing, right? That's it. It doesn't change the thing, and it doesn't change you. The covenant essentially was between God creature and his people. Said that I will let you be my people as long as you cut off the end of your dick and you worship me and sacrifice animals and stuff. And you're like, oh yeah, that sounds like a deal. For some reason, I don't know why it sounds like a deal. Then the new covenant, the new agreement is like, hey, this agreement ain't working for us. We need a new deal. We need a new contract. So they wrote up a new contract. Right? And that's what a covenant is. New contract. So the new covenant is you get to keep your end of your penis if you want, whatever. But you don't have to sacrifice animals anymore. But you got to worship Jesus. You got to go through Jesus now to get to heaven. There's no other way to get to heaven but through Jesus. So there are sacrifices either way. It's just an agreement, though. It doesn't change the nature of God. It doesn't change the nature of heaven. And it doesn't change the nature of Jesus, does it? So God creature still the hideous. And go, people, go run fast, run. Christians, run, seek, go. Find me examples of God doing anything benevolent in the Old Testament. I mean, if you can, and I'm sure you probably can. I mean, of course, that all depends on your idea of benevolent, doesn't it? You know, I mean, well, it was benevolent, of course, of God creature to tell Moses to murder all the men and women and children, man-children, where he was, from where he, between where he was and where he's going. It was obviously benevolent and good of him to do that because anything God does is good, right? So therefore, that was good, right? So murder all the men, women, children, keep the slave, virgin girls for yourself. That is obviously good since God creature said it was good. Ooh, goats. We already did the Ghost into Flesh Candle song though this morning. We did. Oh, but of course the sacrifice, the urge to sacrifice does come upon us. Let's see here. I think the next one, do you guys have a choice? And I'll run another break here in just a few minutes. Do you have a preference? We've got ones we haven't seen yet. I think we saw the pup already. You haven't seen postmortem baptismal kits. And you haven't seen deathbed conversion by, somebody's already voting for. Okay, all right. There you go. Let's talk about that for just a moment. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. The Pharaoh's curse. That's the one we're going to do. The Pharaoh's curse. That's an example. Another perfect example of the best God creature had. His chosen people being fucking horrific. I mean, of all the people in the world, God creature chose to speak to Abram first, the father of the Abrahamic religion, as a vision in his head. Really? Really? Of course, obviously, we know he wasn't the first. Between Adam and him, obviously. But, he's the main prophet. He's the one we made the first covenant. He's like, man, dude, I got to say, Abram at the time, by the way. Abram, I got to say, the end of your dick there flopping around really does look, I don't know. It would look fascinating and wonderful on me if I had it is a necklace or some shit. That little skin. No, just a little skin. Just a little skin at the bottom. Yeah. So in order to hang with me, I need you to give me that little bit of flesh right there. Cool? Is that cool? Oh, yeah. And anytime you are a bad person, go find something innocent and hurt it. And that will make me love you more. This is the first covenant. I know it's a hyperbole, but that's literally the first covenant. Is it not? Clap. No touch this pretty peep. Thank you for the $2. A clap's little throwing coin at us. I appreciate it. Keeps the strippers coming in. So there are those things. Katie Bluebird. Good morning, Katie. Katie Bluebird. So I was telling you about the fate of Pharaoh's curse. So this is because we're fixing to play the song for Katie and for the other wonderful people who've also obviously circular feeling us is a fiend. Anyway, Abram, the Lord's chosen. He's the favorite among the Lord, among the people from the Lord. At this time, he is the favorite. He's favored among the Lord. He comes to God and he makes that first covenant. Yeah. But it was after. I think he was already in collusion with the Lord. He was, in league with the love of Lucifer. You were in league with Lucifer. He was already in league with the God creature beforehand. But he left his father's home. I think he got kicked out because he married his sister. I don't know for sure, but he married his sister. Anyway, so he goes on to go to Egypt, and he gives his sister, or his wife, to the Pharaoh of Egypt to profit. It's literally to profit. It says when he and his family left, later him and his nephew Lot, they were so wealthy and so full was their tribes that they had to split up and go different ways. That's how profitable her coochie was. It was very, very, must have been very, very good. It was very good. I'm sitting there saying anyway. So, but what the deal was, he told the Pharaoh she was his sister, but she was really his wife. And then she gave the Pharaoh the cooties, the crotch cooties. And you're like, well, why did they leave rich whenever they left Egypt if they gave him the crotch cooties? The Pharaoh, well, my friend, when someone gives you a disease, you don't want anything they have, do you? You don't want anything back you've given them. You don't want anything, do you? And the Pharaoh sent them away with everything they fucking had. And they were so wealthy. Anyway, so the Pharaoh got the crotch cooties from Abram's wife. Abram had the crotch cooties and gave it.
Burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
You know, David Martinez, thank you for reminding me. I very much appreciate you. David Martinez says, sweet little baby Jesus brought us hell. There is no hell in the Old Testament. Very true. In the Old Testament, your reward, there was no heaven. Your reward was to live a very long life, to have many children who go on to found nations and that sort of. That was the reward from God. You lived a long life. That was kind of the thing. When you died, you died. You were dead. With Jesus, though, is the promise of eternal punishment. The story got more ridiculous, so the faith wasn't working, so they had to up the fear factor. Right? So, yeah, there's no hell. So that's true. Those are the points I used to make those points. The original covenant, you had to sacrifice animals. You had to give them the end of your penis. With the new covenant, you don't have to give them the end of your penis. You don't have to sacrifice animals. But if you don't do it right, they're going to kill you forever, punish you forever for eternity. Consciously torment you for eternity. What's that even look like? I mean, okay, all right, check this out, my friends. Check this out. I don't know if you're doing this, but I do this all the time. So you're sewing, right, by hand, like doing some sewing, and you stab yourself with a needle in the finger, and you're like, oh, damn, that's some pain. I'm sure you've all felt that, right? Probably even this week. Pain. Yeah, that's why I chose something so common as sewing. So you're like, ow, pain, that, Just imagine if I had to feel that pain for all eternity. I'd be like, man, that sucks, dude. I'm going to hold my hand over here. Kind of sucks, but and go on with life. But we're talking about eternal conscious torment. Allegedly in fire, depending on how you interpret it. In fire. Jesus loves me. Really? What evidence do you have of Jesus loving me? Chrissy says, good morning, Chrissy says, damn it, I stab myself all the time. That's right. Chronic pain is a bitch. It's kind of funny. They'll be like, did you see that short guy come through here? And I'll be like, well, I'm 6'3", so there's a lot of short people came through here. That's kind of how it is with chronic pain. Weird to compare the two, but you're like, did your back hurt? Well, no, my back don't hurt. Well, yeah, technically, I guess it hurts all the time, but you mean like a special hurt? Right? A different hurt? Good morning, Ricky Hits. Thank you for joining us. My video and audio out of sync. Man, something is up with my software. Maybe I need to restart my computer. Bless it. Pray over it. Jedi mind trick. Because our software didn't work this morning. Half our stream isn't working. I'm being smited by the Lord. Good morning. Thank you all for joining me. I'm just reading the names here. And sometimes bitches come in here like, he's not real. That's an AI. And I'm like, you think? That AI is that good? Not that I'm good. I'm just like, it'd be pretty good if your AI could do me, like for this long. But when my voice and my mouth and my stuff are out of sync, it makes it easier for them to think that. For some reason, though, my shit is not right. Sorry, guys, for the trouble. I will get it. I will bless my computer and pray over it and Jedi mind trick upon it. before the show tomorrow. Oh, there we go. A few oh, that's right. So, Rational Poet Jackie said Crotch Cooties is just one of the 30 top 10 hits, all new. Now that's what I call blasphemy. Ooh. I should work on the evil one says I need to produce a new song. A lot of you have not heard. So you've heard the Pharaoh's Curse, but a lot of you haven't heard the other song from Father Flanagan's musical studios. And that one is the, what's it called? I don't remember what it's called. Hold on a second. Hold on. I ain't going nowhere. It's going to look like we ain't going nowhere. Don't go.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a
Okay. That song. So I've got two songs. You know, so when you've sinned and you need to atone, or else you get the stone, right? Avoid the stone, because they'll stone you to death if you sin. Anyway. Charles Oliver says it's like watching a movie. I know what you're talking about. I used to love those things. Sin sincerely, true enough. Well, you know, I think that's what I'm having the technical problems. The evil one's about to leave. I want to go say bye to her, and then I got stuff to do, so I need to fix my computer. Something is amiss, so I'll fix it. Guys, I am off to save the world. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and we're going to do lots of special sinning tomorrow. I don't know how. We'll find some God creature, and we'll go, what does it not like? And then we'll start going and doing that thing, whatever that may be. We'll figure it out. So I tell you what, my friends.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Confession booths busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the goat